Hi everyone, my name's Linda and welcome to Sew and Tell. For today's video, I'll be making a giant stuffed Totoro, and one of my friends from high school actually requested it, but she lives in another state, so I had to send it to her unstuffed, and she did all of the filling and then hand sewed the little opening shut. She was really happy with it, so I'm super happy, and I hope you guys like the video as well. And make sure to give it a thumbs up, leave a comment, subscribe, and if you want to, you can click the little bell so that you are notified every time I post a video. But other than that, I hope you guys love it, and I will see you soon. Bye! For materials, you will need a template, 4 yards of a gray fleece, 1.5 yards of a white fleece, half a yard of a black felt, scissors, tape, a sewing machine, polyfil, and a hand sewing needle and thread. For my template, I started with a bunch of Totoros on Photoshop and then just printed it out in a tiled format. If you guys want this exact template, just leave your emails in the comment below and then I'll be more than happy to send it. But if you guys want to change them up a bit or want to do a different creature, I go into detail in my Adventure Time video, so make sure you check that out. After the template is all taped up, you can lay out 2 layers of the gray fleece, but before you can cut him out, you're going to have to trim off his ears, fingers, and toes because you're cutting those out separately. And then just go around his entire body, but remember to skip over the whiskers. For the ears, you're going to leave about ½ an inch on the 2 sides and then 1 inch across the bottom. That way you can insert it into his body. For his belly, just trim out the round circle and cut it out in the white fleece. Afterwards, I like to number all of the little markings on it, but it's pretty unnecessary and you can probably just eyeball everything, but I like to do it so I know where they go. After you have everything cut out, just plug them all back in. After that, just cut out his whiskers and the rest of his face and then tape it onto the black felt. That way it's easier to cut out. And for the whiskers, you are going to cut it out on 2 layers of the black felt with a 1/4 inch border all the way around. Use the giant paper as a template so that you can plug everything back in. That way you don't have one eyebrow that's higher than the other and you know where the whiskers are going. For the fingers and toes, you're going to do the same thing and trim it out on 2 layers of the black felt with a 1/4 inch border all the way around. Once you're happy with how everything looks, pin the heck out of it and then take it to the sewing machine. I started with the face, and for this part, just be super careful when you're going around all of the parts because you don't want anything to shift. For the ears, sew around the 2 sides and then flip it inside out so that you can stuff it. After it's all stuffed, seal off the open edge. For the fingers and toes, you're going to do the same thing, just stuff it and then seal it up. And then for the whiskers, instead of flipping it inside out, you're just going to leave it with the sewn edges and then stuff it. For the belly, just sew on all of the gray patches and sew as close to the edge as possible. So once you're done with all of the smaller parts, you can pin everything to the body. For the belly, you're going to pin everything around the edge, and for the toes, fingers, and ears, it's going to be a little bit different. You want to pin everything towards the center. That way when you're sewing that edge, it gives it a clean finish. And when you take this to the sewing machine, just make sure you're going as slow as you can because it's a lot of fabric to go through. For the ears, they were super chubby, so it's going to be harder to sew. Just make sure you're taking your time going through the machine. And once all of the little parts are sewn on, just sandwich the backing of the Totoro onto the body and then sew all around the edge, leaving a 5-inch gap. That way you can flip it right side out and stuff it. here's what it looked like when I flipped it right side out. It's super cute, and all I did was hand sew on the whiskers, and to finish it off you just need to stuff it and hand sew the opening shut.